As a realtor, it's important that you understand every step of the transaction. Well, you've received your title commitment. What's next? In today's video, I'm going to explain the components of the title commitment and how to help your client understand what they've received. I also am a realtor, and when I started my real estate career, I would receive title commitments as a part of my transactions, and frankly, I didn't really understand what I was looking at. They can be a bit confusing, and so today I thought it'd be helpful to break down the title commitment for you. At its most basic, the way to think about a title commitment is it's the title company's playbook. The title commitment is provided by the title underwriter to let the title company know what issues need to be addressed before title insurance can be issued. The components of the title commitment are pretty simple. Schedule A has the components of the transaction: the buyer's name, the seller's name, the property address. You might give this a cursory check just to make sure that the names are correct and that the address is correct, but that's basically it on Schedule A. Schedule B is a set of requirements. This is where the underwriter is telling the title company what items to be on the lookout for or what things they need to address before the underwriter can issue the title insurance. This is where you might find items that would be what you would consider red flags, and that's something that we're going to go over in more detail in another video. However, this is where you might look to see, is there a mortgage that's outstanding? That would show up as a requirement that needed to be cleared. Are there probate issues? The word probate should kind of ring alarm bells. It's not anything that can't be overcome, but probate can be complicated. This is where you can look for items that you can point out to your client and provide some expectations of what will happen next. For example, if a mortgage shows up on as a requirement, more than likely the title company is going to ask them to authorize a payoff from their lender, things of that nature. So that's what Schedule B includes. It's the requirements, it's the things that have to happen prior to title insurance being issued. And then finally, Schedule B Part 2 is what's known as exceptions. These are items that, as it stands currently, would be exceptions to the title insurance. Common examples of this might be recorded easements, so anywhere where someone has rights to the property that's been recorded, that would show up as an exception. Or if the property's in an HOA, that would be an exception on title insurance, any of the requirements of the HOA. So this is something to review to look out for anything that might need to be removed. For example, if your client gets a survey, there are typically survey exceptions. You want to make sure that the title company addresses removing those survey exceptions on their final title policy. So that's the long and short of it. As you can see, it's not as complicated as it might seem when you first look at it if you understand the components. So again, the components are Schedule A with the summary of the transaction, including the parties and the address. Schedule B, the requirements, the things that the title company needs to do to be able to issue title insurance. And then finally, the exceptions, the items that will be exceptions from the title insurance policy unless they're cleared prior to closing. That pretty much sums it up. If you have any questions, give us a call. True Title wants to be your title company of choice. Our mission is to make your life easier.